Thank you for choosing a modular ramp system from Prairie View Industries. Whether used for home or commercial access, the PVI modular ramp system is easily assembled and can be easily moved to a new location or changed to a new configuration. This video will show you how to assemble a complete ramp system from site preparation to the finished product. We'll also show you how to assemble a landing and a modular stair unit if your site requires either of these. To allow enough time to work on this project, please figure 1 man-hour of building time for every 4 feet of ramp. If along the way you have questions about the assembly process, please contact your PVI authorized dealer or call PVI directly at 1-800-554-7267. Assembling the ramp system requires only a few basic tools and equipment. You will need a pair of sawhorses or something similar, drill bits, 1/2 inch and 7/16 inch wrenches and or sockets, level, and a pop rivet gun. We're on a job site to show you a PVI modular ramp that was previously installed. You'll see that little site preparation is required for your ramp. If your site requires you to build over dirt, grass, or gravel, we suggest anchoring the ramp legs to patio blocks. These materials are inexpensive and available at your local home improvement or hardware store. If your ramp will be built over an existing concrete slab or sidewalk, you'll want to anchor the legs of the ramp firmly to this for a base. If you like, you can assemble your ramp in your shop and easily move it to the job site for final installation. Unpack the ramp components and lay them near your work area. The contents of each box will be clearly marked. If you are constructing more than one ramp and landing, take care not to mix the components together. In the box marked Packing List Enclosed, you'll find an envelope as well as a list of the assembly instructions. The second page of the instructions contains a parts list. Familiarize yourself with the components and then review the packing list to make sure you have everything before you begin construction. To begin constructing your ramp system, lay the frame rails on the sawhorses facing each other. We are demonstrating the construction of an 8-foot ramp. If your ramp is 12 feet or longer, you should attach the corresponding frame rail with splices so that the shorter rails are located nearest the end of the ramp that represents the entrance. This is for aesthetic purposes only. Install the welded plank at the first hole location at the top end of the rails. Once this plank is installed, it will represent the top of the ramp. There will not be a welded plank at the last hole location. This location is reserved for the threshold. If your ramp is longer than 12 feet, there will not be a welded plank at the splice locations. Attach the welded planks to the frame rail with 1 5/16 by 7/8 inch hex bolt and 1 flat washer on the inside of the frame rail. Attach the slide nut on the opposite side. Place 1 5/16 inch by 7/8 inch hex bolt and 1 flat washer through the hole located on the bottom side of the welded plank, again secured by a slide nut. Do not tighten, but allow room to insert the posts. Finish installing remaining welded planks. Attach the entrance threshold. Place the entrance threshold at the bottom of the ramp. Insert 1 5/16 inch by 7/8 inch hex bolt and flat washer through the hole in the entrance threshold and the corresponding hole in the welded plank. Insert a flat washer and 5/16 inch lock nut on the opposite side and tighten. Locate the entrance clip. Insert the 5/16 inch by 7/8 inch hex bolt and flat washer through the slot in the entrance clip and hole in the rail. Attach a slide nut to the bolt on the opposite side. Attach the upper T to the outside of the welded plank at the top end of the ramp. Insert 1 5/16 inch by 7/8 inch hex bolt and flat washer through the hole in the upper T and the corresponding hole in the welded plank. Insert a flat washer and 5/16 inch lock nut on the opposite side and tighten. If the ramp will sit between landings, the entrance threshold will be replaced by a welded plank at the last hole location at the bottom of the ramp with the upper T attached to it. Each post will be attached at every location where there is a welded plank. You will use 35.5-inch posts for the entire ramp except for the locations at the entrance of the ramp, which require 34-inch posts. Line up each post with the slide nuts located on the sides of the ramp. With the welded tab on the post facing to the inside of the ramp, begin to slip the first slide nut into the inside groove of the post. Continue to slide the post down until both slide nuts are inside the groove and the welded tab is resting on frame rail. Tighten the bolts only enough to prevent the post from sliding. There will be 4 standard end handrails, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. The size of the handrails on your ramp will depend on the length of the ramp. Start from one end of the ramp and work your way towards the opposite end. Place the handrail required for that location between the posts. Attach the handrail to the post with a handrail clips, 1/4 inch by 1 3/4 inch carriage bolts, and 1/4 inch lock nuts with the head of the bolt to the inside of the ramp. Tighten the bolt enough to prevent the handrail clips from slipping. After you have attached all the handrails, then go back and tighten down all the handrail bolts. Then tighten down all the posts. To find where the